It's now done and dusted, the draws of the Africa Cup of Nations 2019, that the games now begin, and the tough work, the tough job begins right now, with teams having been decided on what group they are in. Kenya making their 6th appearance at the Africa Cup of Nations and a first in 15 years will be up against Algeria, who are making an 18th time appearance. Their best ever achievement was in 1990, where they won the Africa Cup of Nations, that being their only victory, and against also Senegal, who have been runners-up in 2002, and they'll be seeking to try and reckon their first victory away from that group in Group C, and alongside Tanzania, who are also making their 2nd appearance. This being their 2nd after returning for the first time in 39 years, being that the first time was away 39 years ago. So in Group C, Algeria, Senegal, Kenya, and Tanzania. That group is where Kenya lies, and a lot has been talked about Kenya's chances of qualifying past the group stage, and so far, Coach Sebastian Minye had something to say in Cairo after the draws, talking to, that is Capital Sports, saying that we need to continue dreaming, and what I will tell the players is that the dream continues for the fans and for themselves as well. To play Senegal and Algeria means we are on the high level, and it is fantastic. We have no pressure. He went on to say that the team now 1 year ago no one expected the team to qualify, and now we are here. We have nothing to lose, and the only way for us is to try and create something fantastic. It will be the 3 fantastic matches, and we'll try our best to give a good image of the Kenyan football. He concluded that by saying that the target is to move into the next round. We know it will be difficult. We know we are not favorites, but nothing is impossible. That is Coach Sebastian Minye, who was alongside FKF President Nick Mwendwa and the Secretary General of FKF, talking about the draws, that is Kenya being drawn in Pool C, Group C rather, alongside Tanzania, Tanzania, Senegal, and Algeria. And that was Coach Sebastian Minye. Former coach Harambee Stars, that is Jacob Ghost Mule, is with me here in studio. And I would like to hear what he would tell Kenyans and the players as a whole. Mule, what would you tell the players if you are the coach now? That is for the team.
I would just say that they need to dream. It's not impossible. The group, it doesn't matter. I was hoping that Kenya gets Senegal. We did. For one reason. When Kenya plays a high-profile team, then there's a way they rise to the occasion. And I think that that Group C is not an impossible group. And we have a big advantage that we have so much to gain if we move to the 2nd round than to lose, because not so many people give Kenya a chance. However, I see the team that played in the qualifiers, they have a big chance.
All right, his message there as we start this off is, let's keep on dreaming. Nobody expected us. You've heard their coach Sebastian Minye saying that we can still keep on dreaming and see how far we can go. But his target is going past the quarters, that is past the group stage and into the round of 16. But first, let's have a look at how the draws were done at the Giza Pyramid in Egypt, Cairo.
The draw for the expanded 24-team Africa Cup of Nations that will be held in a new slot of June and July was staged against the spectacular drop of the Sphinx and pyramids on the Giza Plateau in Cairo. Harambee Stars were drawn in the tricky Pool C with African football heavyweight Senegal and Algeria, along with neighbours Tanzania. Coach Sebastian Minye's Chargers will start their campaign against Algeria. Hosts Egypt will open the championship against Zimbabwe on the 21st of June. The Pharaohs will also take on the Democratic Republic of Congo and Uganda. Nigeria take on Guinea in Group B, as well as first-time qualifiers Madagascar and Burundi.
But I think that we have our chances to come out of this group, and then we will see.
Group D is the group of death, as it features continental football powerhouses Morocco, Ivory Coast, South Africa and Minnows, Namibia.
We don't have ambitions to want to win the cup. we don't have that ambitions. For us is here we need to upset one of those 3 teams.
Tunisia and Mali look like favourites in Group B, which includes Mauritania, another first-time qualifier, as well as Angola. Group F is harder to call, with holders Cameroon drawn alongside Ghana, Benin and Guinea-Bissau. Egypt stepped in as 2019 hosts after Cameroon was stripped of the rights to hold the event, and they're racing against time to be ready. The shift of dates for the tournament to the European summer will eliminate the club versus country battles that have marred previous editions.
It's good for the clubs because it's in June, and the club not gonna try to use their player because normally they're on holiday. But as well, it's gonna be hard for the players, or the player have been playing maybe 60 or 50 match game in a row.
The World Cup is in summer, the European Cup is in summer, the Copa America in summer, so Africa just follow what a lot of continent did before. So
the top 2 teams in each of the 6 groups advanced to the second round, along with the 4 best third-place sides.
All right, the coaches there have Renard among them talking about what now stands for the teams ahead of the competition that starts in June 21st through to 19th of July. But first, let's listen to what Coach Sebastian Minye also had to say ahead of the draws.
Maybe it will be difficult for AFCON for us because after one absence after 15 years old for this kind of competition, we need to learn. I need to be also realistic. I think to access after the first group stage, it will be a huge result for us. But after that, I like the challenge. It will be on one game if we are qualified. Everything is possible on one game.
All right, Coach Sebastian Minye, they're talking about what chances Kenya has. And our history has gone far. This being the 6th time that we are going to the Africa Cup of Nations. And Coach Jacob Ghost Mulee, who was the last coach to take Harambee Stars back to the Africa Cup of Nations, and now witnessing that, Kenya returning to the Africa Cup of Nations as a fan. Not only as a fan, but also as a Kenyan citizen to see how far we can go out from this. But first, let's have a look at that history, how it unfolded.
After a 15-year absence, the national football team Harambee Stars is dancing its way back to the Africa Cup of Nations. The expansion of AFCON from 16 to 24 teams, the suspension of Sierra Leone from Group F, and memorable wins against Ghana and Ethiopia in Nairobi under coach Sebastian Minye all contributed to the AFCON ticket. This will be Kenya's 6th appearance at the Continental Extravaganza, and there's an interesting North African connection. In 4 of the 6 times Kenya has booked an AFCON ticket, the competition has been played in North Africa with Morocco, Algeria, Tunisia, and now Egypt as hosts. Kenya has never gone past the group stages in its 5 AFCON appearances. Frenchman Sebastian Minye will coach Harambee Stars in Egypt 2019. He joins an exclusive club of coaches which includes German Eckhard Kreutzmann, Austrian Gary Saura, and Kenyans Chris Makoha, Mohamed Heri, and Jacob Ghost Mulee, who have led Kenya at the Continental Showpiece.
The first indigenous Kenyan nikaweza kuqualify team kwa Africa Cup of Nations ambayo ilikuwa Algeria. Ujue wakati huo ni mimi peke yangu, hata nilikuwa nikiomba Mungu nisishikwe na ugonjwa. Sababu mimi ndiye coach, sina assistant coach, sina goalkeeper trainer.
After years of neglect, Football Kenya Federation is keen on ensuring the Kenyan team has everything it needs ahead of AFCON. Harambee Stars is scheduled to travel to France in May for a 3-week training camp before heading to Egypt for a 1-week acclimatization camp ahead of the tournament. In addition to sharing the 50 million shillings promised by Deputy President William Ruto, every player who makes it to the camp in France will earn 250,000 shillings, while every player who makes it to AFCON proper will bank an additional $500,000. That makes it a total of 750,000 shillings as the minimum payout per player for AFCON. For every win at AFCON, each member of the Harambee Stars squad will bank 250,000 shillings. Harambee Stars has played 14 AFCON matches, won 1, drawn 4, and lost 9. Warothe Kiru, NTV.
Indeed, a rich history there, if you're looking at how far we've come and where we are right now. As I bring in the coach so far, coach, the journey has not been easy, but we are there. No one expected us to be there. You were there during the last qualification and the last Africa Cup of Nations in 2004, where we took part in. Talk to me, the journey then and the journey now. Comparison?
2 different kind of qualifiers that we faced in 2004. It was full throttle, Kenya, Togo, Mauritania, and Cape Verde. It was difficult. This time we had Senegal, and the benefit of Senegal being banned by FIFA gave us an easy cruise because, yeah, Sierra Leone being eliminated from there. So now we had only 3 teams, first to qualify. So we finished second in the group, but we had qualified even before we played our last game against Ghana. I have to say congratulations to the team, to Sebastian Minye. Now the work starts. I'm so happy because right now Kenya is not talking about finances. The government has made a good commitment. The money is there. Now it is for the players to go and focus on one thing, winning games. And I think that's the right frame of mind that any coach or any technical staff and the players need, because the focus now shifts to the group stage. Focus is on the games that are coming. I was just hoping that we get Senegal for one reason. I wanted to see how Kenya can play against a big country like Senegal. However, looking at the group, it's not an impossible group. And then remember, 4 teams will qualify as the third losers, third best. And I believe in that group, I don't look at football because looking at the last World Cup, a lot has happened in the game of football. There is no longer big teams and small teams. It depends on what you do in 90 minutes. And Kenya going to France for 3 weeks before the championship, I think that gives Minye and his technical staff and the players a focus on how to look at their opponents. If you ask me for sure, the team that I really I'm worried about in that group is Tanzania.
Tanzania, yes.
Because when you look at Tanzania's last qualifier against Uganda Cranes, they put a very good performance. The speed, the tactical approach of that game, there was something new about the Taifa Stars. And I think this is the team that we should never underrate. A lot of people are saying that we are worried about Algeria and Senegal. I think our players will be self-motivated when you play a bigger team. And I think in terms of tactics, I've watched Harambee Stars play Ghana in Nairobi, play Ghana in Accra. And when you look at our defensive tactics, they're very good. We didn't have Olunga in the game that we played Ghana away. And we didn't have Timbe in the squad. So I think when we are going to Cup of Nations, if we have all our players in, and with the 3 weeks preparation in France, Kenya, Harambee Stars will be a very different side. And to beat, I think it's going to be difficult to beat Kenya, Harambee Stars in terms of tactical preparation, what I saw in defensive play.
All right, before we look at the teams, the individual teams, Algeria, Tanzania, and Senegal as well, this is the third time we are also playing Senegal in the same group. Away from that, before we look at those groups, the development has been finances. You've had more Coach Kerry say, they are saying that he was the coach, the assistant, the medic, but now it's different. We have a whole technical bench, a whole team behind the players. How different would that, of what impact rather would that be compared to what we had back then in the years to what we have now in terms of developing our play on the African continent?
Well, football has changed. I mean, it's the small details that make the difference. Now, before we played Ghana in Accra, I watched Harambee Stars last session in Kasarani. And when you look at the technical bench, it was very rich. I mean, we have different departments, nutritionists and all that we didn't have yesteryears. Now, I would say we are in the true way of development and preparation of a modern side. So I think details are very important in football. You miss one detail, you get punished. And I think going to Cairo, to Egypt for the games, we have a very detailed team in terms of technical staff. And in terms of how we scout by looking at our opponents, I think we are up to date. And that is the big difference between yester football and today.
Let's now go to the groups. That is now Group C. First up, we have Algeria, who are making their 18th appearance in this game. They've won it once in 2000, that is in 1990, having been the champions in 1990. We'll be also up against Tanzania, who are making their second appearance in this competition. Never won it, but second appearance after a long while. Senegal never won it, 2002 runners-up. A tough pool, yes, but also a tough competition for the side.
It is, and the opener against Algeria is a very big game because it's the first time we are coming back after 15 years. Now, I hope that stage fright is not going to be a problem because I remember in 2004 we had like 85% of local-based players. going into the dressing room, our first game against Senegal, Alhaji Diouf was there, and everybody was like admiring him. I don't think right now the players that we have in the national team have time for that.
You lost you were the coach there.
Yes,
we lost that match.
We lost that game 3-0.
Right.
Okay, and from that, a lot has happened. When you look at the character of the side, when you look at our players, most of Harambee Stars right now, I think 80% or 85% is playing in Europe. Now, in other top leagues. Now, when you look at that, that gives you the confidence that the stage fright is not going to happen. It might maybe in the first 10 minutes of the game, but they believe they are there by their own right. So I think the first game against Algeria is a big one, and a good result will propel us towards our second game, which a lot of people think is a manageable side against Tanzania. By the time we meet Senegal, if we can get at least 4 points, then we can be sure to be in the next stage.
Give me the call here in this group. With Algeria often being at the World Cup, this being their 18th appearance at the Africa Cup of Nations. Senegal, they were last in the that is Russian World Cup, Russia World Cup in last year. Give me a call here. Where are we reckoning in victories? Where are we reckoning in draws? What are our chances?
I would say, I think the draw favors us how it starts.
Okay.
The fixture, rather.
We're starting with Algeria.
Yes. Now, this is a game that I believe Algeria was a formidable side when they qualified for the World Cup. Then just something happened to the Algerian side. I mean, when the last World Cup, they were not there. They did not qualify. So I think this is a possibility where we can at least pull a draw.
Against Algeria?
Yes. And if they don't, they come there with disrespect to Kenya, then we can get the 3 points.
Okay.
Now, I say Tanzania is a difficult group. It's a difficult side. Looking at how they played their last qualifier against Uganda, there are many things that are being put in place. If I believe that we can go into our last group against Senegal with 4 points.
Okay.
So the 3 points that I'm thinking about will come from Tanzania.
So our chances may be being one of the best third-placed teams.
Yes. When we meet Senegal, anything is possible.
Okay.
However, we need to respect the top placed team in FIFA rankings in Africa. I mean, when you look at Senegal, they have the pedigree. However, Cup of Nations are proved to have upsets. And you never know. The last game could go either way.
All right, let's now go to the group, the other groups. Group A, we have the current hosts, that is Egypt. We have DR Congo, who are winners in 1968 and 1974. We also have Egypt, they've been winners in 1957, 1959, 1986, 1998, 2006, 2008, as well as 2010. We also, why are you laughing in that? You have Uganda, who are also East Africa country. They're making their 7th appearance in this. Their best performance was in 1978, where they were runners-up as well. Talk to me about this group.
Egypt.
And Zimbabwe in that group as well,
Yes.
sorry.
Egypt, of course, starts as big favorites, playing at home. It's a lot of pressure to play at home. However, what I love about Egyptians is their tactical discipline.
All right.
You've seen them in many Cup of Nations. They don't start at favorites, but they go up to the end. I think they have the best record in terms of African Cup of Nations matches, winners. And playing at home brings a lot of pressure. However, also it gives you a big home advantage. And looking at this group, I think Egypt will go through. There is no doubt about it. Then there's DRC. DRC is another side that you look at how they qualified and you look at the progress in the region. DRC is a very difficult side to predict because sometimes they blow very hot, and then when you expect them to really make an impact, they lose by a small margin. Now, Uganda has been consistent, has had very good players, and Cup of Nations becomes like they're right in the region right now. Now, looking at the games that they face, DRC, and then there's Zimbabwe in the group. Zimbabwe said they come in as spoilers. It's a dangerous side.
But Zimbabwe is a tough one. Look at how they qualified also.
Yes, it's a tough team. So I would say Egypt will qualify. For the second slot, it's up for grabs. Really, I don't want to say like DRC are favorites, Uganda and Zimbabwe. I think they're of equal strength. And from this group, I would just bet on
Egypt.
The second team, I think Zimbabwe might set an upset in that group.
All right. Group B, let's go to Group B. We have Burundi making their debut in this, as well as Madagascar, who are also making a debut in this competition. We also have Guinea. Guinea being coached by our former coach, that is Paul Put, who left us and went to Guinea. And we also have Nigeria, winners in 1980, 1994, and 2013. Nigeria, Guinea, Madagascar, and Burundi.
Burundi, first of all, bravo for them for the first time. They are coming into this continental stage. It's not going to be easy. Stage fright, of course, will be a key factor for Burundi in that group. And clearly, Nigeria are big favorites, for sure. And the second team, you said it's in that
We
group.
have Burundi, Madagascar, as well, and Nigeria.
Okay.
Burundi, Madagascar, Nigeria.
When you look at the pedigree of those sides, I think the two top teams will qualify here. And then Burundi might upset to come number 3. Madagascar is a good side, but I think Burundi, they have something special that they might be number 3 in the group.
Group D, coach. People have said that that is the group of death. We have Ivory Coast, we have Namibia, we have South Africa, and Morocco.
Ooh. Morocco look like they might top the group. Remember the experience of the coach of Morocco. And also, when you look at Morocco, it's a powerhouse in African football right now. They have what it takes. They were in the World Cup. And looking at them, they have a very big chance. So we have the second big team in that group is who?
Ivory Coast.
Cote d'Ivoire, of course, is another team that I think they will be in. And then fighting for the number 3 position, the two teams.
South Africa.
South Africa, yes, is not a bad side. I know they qualified unbeaten in their group. But I think when you look at the pedigree of the two, South Africa might finish as the 3rd team.
And Namibia. We also have Namibia.
Yes. So I think it's just going the way they were seeded. Morocco, Cote d'Ivoire, South Africa, and Namibia. I think that group might end that way.
But it is a tough one, though.
I know, but looking at all factors, I think that's the way the group will end.
All right. Group E has Angola, who are quarterfinalists in 2008 and 2010 as well. We also have runners-up Mali in 1972. Mali and also Mauritania who are making their first appearance in Group E also. Talk to me about this group.
There's one team you didn't mention.
There's one team, which is this? Tunisia, sorry.
Yes.
Tunisia, sorry.
Yes.
Tunisia.
Now, Tunisia will qualify.
Okay,
looking at the group. Now, Mauritania is new. They make their debut in that group. And then we have who else in that group?
We have Mali, Mauritania, and Angola.
Okay, now Tunisia will qualify. Mali will be there. Then Angola will be in the 3rd position. Mauritania, very impressive. They have done actually, when you look at Mauritania, we were in the same group in 2004. They have developed a lot in terms of structures in the country. But as I said, stage fright will be another thing coming in the first time. So Tunisia, Mali, Angola, and then Mauritania maybe will finish 4th in that group.
All right, let's have a Group F. Group F in this that has Guinea-Bissau in that group as well, Cameroon, who are the defending champions, Ghana in that group as well, and Benin.
Very difficult group, I'll tell you, because Cameroon on paper, favorites.
All right.
Benin, neighbors of Ghana, not a bad side.
All right.
And then Guinea-Bissau, you cannot even rule them out. So this is a very tricky group, let me tell you. For me, this might be my group of death, looking at it from the weight places itself. So Cameroon are favorites. Ghana, you know, for Ghana not to qualify will be a big thing, Black Stars. Now this group, wow. All right, I can give Benin a chance of being 2nd in the group.
All right.
Now, Cameroon, if they're not careful also, they might find problems in that, and Ghana. So 3 teams will be there. Ghana, Benin, and Cameroon. Guinea-Bissau, a good side, but however, I think that is the 3 that might qualify.
All right. Away with the groups now. It's done and dusted. We know who's where and what are the chances of every group. Now let's talk to our own Kenya. preparations now starts. We have a camp in France that will be a 3-week camp in May for the team. And already there's talk of the camp being changed because they paid late for that camp, but that is being prepared and sorted out. Talk to me about what now should Coach Sebastian Minye do? What should he do different and what should he now focus? Because look at his squad as well. Who should he pick? Who should he leave out?
Well, I think he has already set his 20 men or so in his head.
All right.
And what I like about Sebastian Minye, he's not changing the squad so much. He has faith in some of the players in the squad. I will tell you, Dennis Odhiambo from Sofapaka will be in that midfield with Wanyama, unless something happens like injury. He has set his mind. I think Matasi will be in goal for the side. The back four, I saw some changes. Musa Mohamed played in the last game against Ghana. So Minye has at least confidence in around 20 players that he feels that will do duty for him. If there will be any changes, maybe 1 or 2. In goalkeeping, Matasi, then I think Farouk Shikalo will be some of the players. And then the third keeper, I think, is still debating on who to pick in that. He might go for an under-23 goalkeeper in the side. But I feel, my personal opinion, I think Saruni from Ulinzi, I've been watching a lot of the local stuff. I think he has something maybe to offer. He might, if Sebastian Minye will be looking at maybe a current form of our local goalkeepers, maybe that is one person needs to be considered in the side. But I think he has his job well covered because you can clearly see there is a team. So what he has is maybe who is on the bench, who is a better replacement coming from the bench. So I think the team is clear. I hope that Olunga will be already in good shape. And then Timbe will be there so that we have a very strong side. When you look at the team, the back four, okay, Aboud was injured in the last qualifier against Ghana. He wasn't there. Then, of course, the right back, okay, there is Marcelo, who is a utility, who can play right and left. So I think in terms of central defense, Mandela didn't play. David Calabar was there, but he wasn't in the squad. But also, I think there's a lot of question mark in the central defense to make the final squad.
All right, as we sum this up, we already know these teams that are there. Are there teams that we know that they'll make it all the way through to the quarters past the semis also, and maybe to the final?
Senegal, who is in our group. Don't expect them to be eliminated early. They will go all the way. Nigeria could go all the way. And then looking at Morocco, in fact, and Egypt, the host. Those 4 teams, I think they will go all the way. I know Egypt are favorites as hosts, but if you ask me to throw a spanner in the works at this time, the top favorite to win it.
Will we also have one of these coaches who we've known to be all over the Africa Cup of Nations, year in, year out, coming out tops this time round? Have Renard among them?
No, Havre will be there in the finals. I believe so. And he has a very big possibility of taking the AFCON.
All right. Thank you so much, Coach. That has been Coach Jacob Ghost Mule, beg your pardon, Jacob Ghost Mule for his insights. Asante sana, Coach, for your insights as well.